Hi guys, welcome back to the Corper Files podcast. My name is Fikemi Adiriju and I'm the host of this beautiful podcast, and today we have another amazing guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Gideon. Abakaliki.
Hi Gideon, and we're going to be having a conversation about NYSC and romance. So if you'd like to learn more about that or listen to his experience, keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell a friend about the podcast. So let's start off with the basics. First of all, what do you do?
Okay, so you can just generally call me a tech guy. Which is like the bigger umbrella for this kind of job. I currently work with one of the top FMCGs in Lagos.
What's FMCG?
FMCGs, fast goods, consumer, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Okay.
So digitalization, anything innovation, anything technology. That's what I do.
That's lovely.
So on the side, I have
Mhm.
part-time
Okay.
artist job. So I have a few songs online as well. So
You're an artist.
yeah.
Okay, plug yourself.
What?
Like, tell us about your music. Like,
I'm using
what's your stage name so they can check it out?
Escafini _ on Instagram and Escafini on TikTok.
Okay, we're going to probably put it on the screen or in the information box. So let's get into your NYSC experience. So where did you serve your 3 weeks camp?
I served in Ebonyi State, Abakaliki precisely.
You know, the only time I actually heard about Abakaliki or anything with this, it was when I was singing States and Capital. Like, Abia, Umaya. Adama Yola. That's the closest state I've heard. So when you got your posting letter, how did you feel like?
It was kind of weird. Well, I'd always look forward to NYSC. It's just that maybe because I wasted a little time in school, at the time I wasn't really excited about NYSC. At the time I got the posting, so I was just like, you know what, I can't be in the East. I had things going in Lagos, so I just wanted to be in Lagos.
So you were in Lagos before?
Yeah. I've always been in Lagos, so I kind of like tried to look for ways to avoid it. I got different ideas, like medical report, blah blah blah.
Framing up
I went that
something.
route.
I
went that route. So I showed up with a medical report,
Really?
hoping that I would get a redeployment back to Lagos. But unfortunately, it didn't work.
Wow.
At the camp,
Yeah.
it later worked. like 3 months into NYSC, but I was already in love, so
Oh, you were
I had
what?
to reject it. I was already in love, so I had to reject it for that one reason.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a valid reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so for camp, right? You know, the 3 weeks camp, there's this notion and there's this perspective from people that you can't really fall in love in 3 weeks. You can't really fall in love through NYSC. Would you agree with that notion? Just like off the top of your head, not with any experience.
I don't agree. It depends. It depends on your scenario at the time, context of what you're looking for. For me, it was a mindset.
Okay.
I left Lagos with a mindset. I was in a relationship. It wasn't so, let's say it was one of those toxic relationships. So,
Yeah.
I went with a mindset already. I was really open-minded. I remember my uncle saying, you know what, this your relationship is not worth it. When you get to, thank God you're going for NYSC. When you get it, just look out for.
Yeah, be open-minded.
Exactly. So I went with that mindset. So it depends. Depends.
So you were when you say you were actually looking for someone, or you were open to the idea?
Of course, I was looking for someone.
Really?
Okay, so let me give you a background to this. During my university days, I didn't have a girlfriend.
Throughout.
Of course, there were girls.
I
wasn't
girlfriend.
really into any committed relationship. This kind of person who always looked forward to this Romeo and Juliet thing. It just wasn't it didn't work for me. I used to admire people like, oh, this is her boyfriend, this is his girlfriend. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Together.
Proper commitment.
That wasn't me. So after university, I had my first real relationship. And it lasted for 7 months, and that was a relationship I had just before NYSC. So already I was looking for something. There was a scenario already for me. So unfortunately, the 7 month relationship didn't work, which was my first ever relationship, first commitment.
Did that hurt?
I wanted it to work, but eventually when we broke up, my friends were like, we thought this girl gave me a 4 to 8 before. It was just like that for me.
Really? So there were actually reasons why it should have ended?
Yes, I just didn't see it until after it ended.
Can you like share some of the reasons, if possible?
When you talk about toxic relationship, when you talk about the major thing was people or somebody not making like very very big issues out of very simple. Let me give you a very good example.
Okay.
With my girlfriend, and then we're together, and then your friend is passing by, and you're like, "Oh, meet my friend." Your girlfriend is passing by, "I meet my friend." Like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And then your friend leaves, and then next thing, "Oh, why are you staring at my girlfriend that way? Why did you stare at my girlfriend that way?" And as simple as that sounds, it could be an issue for 2 weeks.
Wait, you having an issue with the guy staring at your babe?
No. My girlfriend having an issue
With you
me
staring
at his girlfriend. I mean, her girlfriend.
Oh.
That she just introduced to me.
And were you staring at the girlfriend?
No. You know how you girls behave now.
Come
or
on.
maybe you're walking on the road and then you turn, and then probably your mind's blank. And then she's like, "I told you, you just turned now, you looked at that girl." I'm like, "Which girl are you even talking about?" You know?
Oh, wow.
And before you know it, this issue is lasting for 3 days, it's lasting for 4 days. Like, it was just like,
something
it was a roller coaster.
Be a big deal.
Exactly, it was a roller coaster. Maybe it was just an insecurity on her side
Most likely.
at the time. Like, but for me, it was stressful. It was draining. If I didn't fight, I would be like, we didn't fight today. What happened? Okay, you know, it was like that. So that was where I was. That was the space before NYSC.
And you were really looking forward to leaving. But why did you stay the 7 months? Did you keep thinking, it'll come to a point?
You know, the relationships don't just start
having issues from the beginning.
Yeah, so it's always like, oh,
a build up.
The first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, everything is going on this frequency, and then when you start getting to know yourself, it starts dropping until it eventually crashes.
Okay, so thank you for that, because in all honesty, I strongly believe that could be part of the main issues people face in relationships, especially when resentment keeps growing. Like, every single time you're cautious, let me know, act like I'm looking at this person, so they won't think, or they won't be, like, you just won't be yourself.
You know, sometimes you just ask yourself, every time in that relationship, you ask yourself, is this how I want to spend the rest of my life?
Always on edge.
Yes, it's very, very important to ask yourself that question. Is this how I want to spend the rest of my life? Can I really cope with this? If we get married, is this how we are always going to be? And then you're taking deliberate actions to fix things. Maybe I can change this person, this is who this person is, but it's just not working. What can you do about it?
And you have to pick yourself and your peace of mind first.
Pick yourself and remove yourself from the relationship. However you can.
Actually. So you went to camp, right? You already, like, you know what, I'm open, I'm looking for someone. So how did you, by the way, he's married, right? But how did you meet your wife in camp?
Okay, so she actually went to the same school with me.
Uni?
The same university. We didn't know in school.
Oh, wow.
So there was this particular day we went to, because I think bicycle around or something.
I remember. I think it was like...
So we were on queue, platoon queue. I think it was like the second day or the third day into the NYSC camp. And there was this girl just behind me. And then I was with my friend, and my friend was talking to her. Hey, blah, blah, how you doing? Blah. Oh, come and meet my friend. We went to the same school. She went to OU too, blah, blah, blah. So that was how we met. And then, of course, like 5 of my friends were also interested in her. In fact, my bunk mate particularly, we spent like 2 hours on phone talking
with
to
her. Oh, wow.
Oh, I just finished talking to Tima. Okay. Oh, let's go to the hostel. Let's go and say hi to her. We'll go.
So in that moment, you didn't like, is it that you weren't interested, or you were just normal about
I
it?
liked that the way any guy would like a girl. It was just on the surface. And then this other day, I went to do something and then I bumped into her again for the second time. This time around, I was by myself.
Yeah.
And she was by herself too. And then the first thing I said was, oh, I like your makeup. But I like it when a woman puts effort into her appearance. Like, you can tell, oh, she loves herself. So
Yeah.
I was like, I like your makeup. And then that was how we exchanged numbers.
And will you say that you guys have been talking since then?
since the day we exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh wow.
Because the issue I had then was I didn't want to be in Abakaliki. I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So I carried that along. I told her about my plans. And then when the list eventually came out, my name was in there. It was like a mini heartbreak for me. I felt so bad.
Because your name wasn't people being rejected.
Yeah, because I really wanted to go back to Lagos.
Yeah.
So at that period, she was there to listen, to make me feel better. We're gonna be fine. Blah, blah, blah.
And then you saw your reason to actually stay.
Yeah, not yet, not
Okay.
yet. But while we were still in camp, she was just there to make me feel better.
Oh,
so that was when it started. Like I got a spark from there, because at that particular time I was feeling very bad.
Yeah.
That I made so much effort.
In
fact, even during my NYSC, during the camp, I was doing this malingering, trying to pretend I was sick, and I was playing that game all through.
Yeah.
So eventually, when the posting came out, my name wasn't there. I was feeling really bad. I remember she was the first person I called, and then she was there through that period, and then that was the spark for me.
Okay. So while all of this was going on, right, was this the first week of camp?
I can't really remember.
But it was pretty.
Because there's usually this time between when you all arrive in camp and then when the reposting will be done.
Yeah.
Right. I think the reposting is done like when you're about to round up camp.
Yeah, probably the second week. Or
Yes,
towards
second,
the last
exact,
week.
something like that.
The second week.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So how was it like for you? Were you guys like the ideal platoon couple, or
We
were
were
you
not
just
the 5 and 6 couple.
You're just
in
friends.
Camp. Yeah, we're just friends. So there was a lot of follow up after camp.
what do you mean by follow up?
We all came back to Lagos, right?
Oh, okay.
I visited, she visited.
Oh, you both got redeployed back to Lagos?
No. After camp.
Oh, you went home first? Okay.
Yeah, before you start your PPE,
Mhm.
before you match your PPE. So we took the trip together back to Lagos, and then I visited, she visited. So it was more solid already before we went back to Abakaliki. But we still were not dating.
So were you guys intentional friends?
Because we were like 6 months in, even before we started dating.
Oh, you were friends for like 6 months before you started dating. Is there a reason why?
We were just friends. I was just chasing her.
Oh, and then she was trying to pick, are you the best out of all the guys?
I don't know for her, but I was trying to chase her.
I really wish she was here so I could hear her side of the story.
And okay, I remember this particular day after camp. She was posted to town. I was posted in outskirts, barracks, army barracks. So every weekend I used to go to town because my friends were also in town. I would be by my peak like between Monday and Friday, and then Friday evening I'm out. So everybody used to call me Mr. Catch Up, and I carry my bag. Oh, where are you? I'm going to town. I'm going to catch up.
Wow.
They call it Mr. Catch Up. So it was a routine
for
me. So I remember this particular day I took ill in town at my friend's place. So I went to her place instead. I was really sick. That was the second spark for me. I was really sick. And she took care of me. In fact, I passed the night at that place. I'm this kind of person, when I'm sick, I get really scared, and all I think about was my mom, like thinking about going home. But she kind of filled in that gap
for you.
That period, and that was the second strike for me. And then afterwards, I started passing the night in that place. I would go out weekend and pass the night. Until one particular night that we were not doing anything. She was chilling. This particular night, she was like, I don't know, maybe it was just like more like she snapped out or something. Yeah, like, what do you think you're doing? You just come to my house, you sleep, like, am I a prostitute? Like, you're sleeping on my bed, like, you really need to leave.
Oh my god.
It was 11 p.m. thereabouts, and it was raining. So I took my things and left. So by the time I got to the bus stop, there was no cab.
Yeah.
It was really, then I saw somebody on the other side of the road with an umbrella. And that was her. I was like, I'm sorry.
Please.
I cried that day.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Those days I used to cry for women.
Oh my god.
Maybe I couldn't just take tears then.
But why? Like, why did you cry?
Because I felt bad. I felt really bad. I thought we had a thing, you know. So it's not really good to assume relationship. We're not in a relationship at the time. I was just chasing her. I was trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't like she said yes to me. But because I spent the night when I was sick at her place, and then the following weekend I came around too, and I still spent the night. It wasn't like she said spend the night with me.
Yeah.
We're just gisting, and then the night come, and then you just So she snapped out of it, and I won't forget that experience.
Really?
Nah.
But why did you go back? Because some guys would have been upset.
She said she was sorry. It was raining. She took an umbrella. She chased me, and then she took me back and she gave me a hug. Like,
it sounds like a movie.
Yeah, it does.
Like a cute rom-com.
Yeah, it does. So that was also one of the significant experience I had with her. And then she said yes to me on my birthday.
So you asked her
like 6 months. She knew I was already asking her out.
Yeah.
No, that period, I think she was having mixed feelings with that period. And then there were other guys too.
Yeah.
From the same camp.
So she was trying
who were already in town too.
Yeah.
So okay, let me tell you that part. And then how I eventually got rid of my bunk mate.
Okay, yeah, because
he was posted far away. So in his mind, he thought he was still cool with the girl. For me, I was already, very close to her.
Yeah.
So these other guys were also just there. So there was this particular day, I woke up in the morning and I was literally ironing her pants, around 7 a.m. She was trying to get ready for work.
Serious? Oh,
yeah.
Work.
And then this other guy came.
Which
one
guy?
One of my competitors now.
Oh,
that
okay,
guy,
yeah.
She was like, now wow, you go iron tire. You go like.
Oh my god.
She was like, the guy was just. So eventually, my other friends had to tell him that, you know what, free that girl, she don't body there, look, we don't do her body already.
Yeah, like you're.
You had to tell him that, you know what, chill.
Like you have to leave this one.
Yeah. And then the day my other friend, my bunkmate, came to town, we were all together, and then he's this kind of randy person, like likes to. I'm not the PDA person. I don't do touch. So he's always like around girls. So he was doing his thing with her.
While you were there.
Yeah.
And
but he didn't know where. Of course, she wasn't my
girlfriend
anyway.
But he pained you, don't like he pained you.
Nope.
You didn't feel like
he was just being himself. While my other friends were there, it wasn't like he was fondling her or something. But this PDA hugging.
So he didn't make you feel any type of way.
Nope, I didn't feel. I knew. I had her already. Like I was.
Okay.
We're really close. And we had something going on. I was already crashing at her place now.
So you felt like there was really no competition.
Yeah, yes. So he thought she was seeing us off.
Okay.
All of us off because we were going somewhere. They were going somewhere. So when we got to the bus stop, I didn't get on the bus with them. I was like, are you not coming? Like, I'll join you guys later. And I went back
to her
with
place.
the girl. So the other guys on the bus, they told him that guy this guy don't already enter the girl power. He called me immediately like, guy, now for you, don't want that, man, you did mad. I said, guy, forget Gary. Okay. I was really into her. I really like that.
Oh wow. Okay, so we're going to skip a bit to your PPA, right? How was it like balancing, making time for her and also chasing your dreams, like trying to,
dream.
No, okay, let's not say chasing your dreams, but trying to do your duties and everything. Wasn't it nerve-wracking?
Duties, how do you mean by duties?
Like showing up at work, your 9 to 5 probably, or just doing things to make money, right? Basically, work.
I was at the time I was more of an artist.
Okay.
Yeah, I was more of an artist. I didn't have a career path at the time. I knew I studied computer science and I wanted to do IT, but my musical career was more in my head at the time. So I just wanted to get done with the NYSC and then face my music.
Okay.
Yeah, so Monday to Friday I would be at my PPA, and then Friday evening I'm out. And then until Monday morning. That was my routine. So there was really nothing like duty, although remember I used to pay my allowance into account. Everything. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because when you love someone, I don't think, see, if you really, really love someone, these days, people love and then there's always a reservation. People love and they are careful because of past experiences,
Yeah.
you know. But when you really, really love someone, I don't think you should leave any stone unturned, you know.
But like, how were you surviving?
Surviving,
Yeah.
being in
Did
love.
you? No. I mean, like, you were giving her your entire salary. So how were you surviving? Like, what were you using to
No, I
survive?
would give her my entire allowance and then she would give me on Monday when I'm going, like something enough to last me for the week.
Oh, so
Then
she
I'll
was
come
like
back.
saving for you?
Yeah, she was keeping the money for me. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
She was keeping my money for me. Like we were one now, so
Wow. Okay,
that was how I
pretty
saw
deep.
it.
Yeah.
I just feel when you in love with someone, there's really no reason to hold back. But you
Yeah,
need
I
to
agree.
hold back logically.
Because of like past experiences.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer of like loving wholeheartedly. Like if you
Yeah,
find
me too.
someone who you genuinely love, you should give it your all. Don't think, oh, I've been hurt before, let me not give my all this time. Because I believe in loving with everything you have. So you know that you love this person wholeheartedly, not that you give them a bit of love and you're like, oh, thank God I didn't love them wholeheartedly.
But unfortunately, that's not what is obtainable now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and there's really nothing we can do about it. You just have to
Accept
manage
it.
yourself in that relationship. While you're managing your partner, you also manage yourself. You know, I know I've had experiences. I know I've seen a lot. I'm not supposed to be all out because I don't want to get hurt. But a part of you should still be able to manage that so that you don't impact or you don't destroy what you have going with the new person.
Really, because hurt people.
Yeah.
I've learned that.
Yeah.
So you have to first of all heal and become whole again.
Even if you are not healed, you're human.
Yeah. It takes a while.
That's why I
you
use the
heal
word
to an
manage.
You heal, but you have scars.
Exactly.
So you just have to suppress the scars.
Yeah, if you want to draw a tattoo on you, what you want to do on the scar.
But just make it turn to something beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys dated for how long before you got married?
Okay, so there's this part.
Okay.
When we were going to leave NYSC, what they call it again?
Passing out parade.
Passing out parade, right? I wasn't just getting my own NYSC certificate. I was pregnant. Yeah, so I left NYSC with a full family and I showed to my certificate. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
How? Wow. Okay. So when she was passing out, she was pregnant already, like heavily pregnant?
No. She just got pregnant. We just found out that she was pregnant.
When you guys were about to pass out.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? What was your reaction?
See, I wouldn't say maybe I was dumb, maybe I was just in love. I just didn't care. I just wanted to spend the rest of my life with her and I didn't care how I was going to make that happen. So, like I said, when you're in love, you just jump into the water, whether you can swim or not.
Like you just risk it all.
Exactly. So, I didn't have a job. So, I didn't care when she got pregnant. So, I remember we went for a test and said we were a couple. Because they were not going to do test for you if you're not married. So, we said we were a couple and then we found out. And then on our way back, she just kept looking at my face like she was nervous.
Yeah.
And I told her, okay, let's go to Labor and let's go and tell our parents.
Oh, wow.
Like, are you sure? I said, yeah.
That's responsible. But you couldn't obviously show it. You had to like show her that you're good, like you're ready.
I just wanted to be with her. I just wanted to prove to her. I guess that was the proof.
Yeah.
You know what? She maybe because she also had past experiences too.
Of guys just
maybe yeah. So
because it's not really common for guys to own up to responsibilities, especially when it comes to a baby you did not plan to have. Most guys just run away and act like they don't know.
Maybe if you love her, maybe you won't run away. You really love her. You can't spend the rest of your life with her. You won't care. You work things out together. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, it was tough. Here we are now. We're good.
Yeah. So you guys have been married for how many years now?
12.
12 years. Well, So you really are spending the rest of your life with her. They are on the path.
As I wished.
So after you found out that she was pregnant and everything, what changed for you guys?
Everything changed, of course. So you go back to Lagos and you have to find a way to tell your parents. I was living with my mom at the time, and I couldn't tell her. I didn't know how to tell her because being the only son, and I spent so much money, making this guy go to school, and
He's coming back with a baby.
he's coming back. Like, are you even so? Any normal parent would react.
Yeah.
She wasn't dramatic. I couldn't even tell her by myself. It was like 2 weeks afterwards. I had tell my sister, and my sister broke the news to her. And she was like, "So you and I will be living under the same roof and keeping something like this."
Daddy.
It took her about 2 weeks. She was in shock. But later, she just called me and said, "You know what? I know you're going to need money." And she gave me some money. Like, just keep this in your account just in case.
That's really sweet of her.
I think I got a job almost immediately. Although it wasn't the best job at the time. I just took whatever was available at the time.
Because you had responsibilities. So.
Yeah.
Wow. So how was the process of like her as well? Like how was it for her? I wish I could ask her, but like you're the best person to know. How was it for her? Like you're done with NYSC, you did not plan to have a baby. Telling your parents, "Oh, I'm back from NYSC. I'm also back with a baby and a husband."
I don't think she had any issues.
Okay.
For my own part, because I met her parents. I met her sister. I remember her sister asking me, "So what's your plan?" I was like, "I'm not ready for marriage." Actually, I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
Because that was the.
But you guys had a kid.
She was still pregnant.
You guys had a growing kid.
Yeah, a growing kid. So I was like, "So how do you intend to take care of this mess?" And that was our response. But we talked things out. She was really supportive. So everybody was supportive. And my friends were all challenged. Like, "Hey, this guy, no, I'm excited getting married."
Are you serious?
Yeah. It was like a chain reaction. And I was doing best man.
Wait.
You kind of like motivated everybody. Like, okay, if Gideon can do this, I can't too.
Wait, how did that, like, what about you motivated them? Like, is it that in the past you were...
The gangster.
So you were like,
Well, it was more like a gangster in love story. Like I said, during my university days, I didn't have a girlfriend, but there were girls.
Yeah.
Right? So I just didn't care, I'm this.
You weren't interested, yeah.
Kind of person, and then my friends too. I was more really up to my friends and
this
guy.
You. Of all people.
No. If you can do this, then I can do it too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. So you were a motivation.
Yeah, motivation to most of my friends. Yeah. I think most of them got married within 1-2 years. Yeah.
After you got married or after?
After I got married.
Wow. So when did you guys finally get married? Like when were you now finally ready?
I think it was immediately after we got back, we had to do the introduction. Now you
tradition.
Now you have to do the proper thing. So,
yes, exactly.
And the family was like, okay, she's gonna stay with us for now. And then by the time she puts to bed, you guys need to try to get an apartment so she can move in with you. So we moved in together. Immediately she put to bed, we moved in together. So, and then shortly after we got married.
So that was
a few months after.
So it was probably like a year after you had passed out.
Sure, yeah.
Wow, so this all happened in the space of 2 years.
Yeah, a lot.
Did it affect you mentally in any way?
Mentally? Let me just say I was lucky because although when she was pregnant, we were not living together.
Yeah.
So, and I was earning like
peanuts.
Very small, now. At the time, our NYSC allowance was, I think, 9.5.
9.5?
Yes, at the time.
It wasn't 19.8?
No. It was never. It was 9.5. In fact, the set before us was 7.5 or thereabout.
9.5?
It's ridiculous, right?
In 2013?
2010.
2010?
Yeah.
9,500.
I think they increased it, they reviewed it, I think the following year to 19.5 or thereabout. So
wow.
I would split my income at the end of the month into two. All I just needed was transport fare to get me to. I was living with my mom now, so
Yeah, you didn't have
but we were planning to move in together, so
Mhm.
everything was like towards
a goal.
we're getting an apartment and then moving in together when she goes to bed, and that was exactly what we did.
Wow. I think it was probably because to be honest, you don't really hear it's pan out for people this way, right? I think because you had a very supportive,
Yeah.
like a very solid
Yes.
family around you, even from
Yes.
her parents as well.
Yeah.
Because most times it's always chaotic. Like, Otiko mommy, you put my daughter in trouble,
No,
clinical.
it was never like that.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about generally, right? Most families, like you hear the story, maybe they kick the daughter out. Some fathers will arrest the man, and really that isn't the solution because the baby is coming on the way.
Yes,
They made
you just
a
have to
mistake,
embrace whatever situation and then make the best of it. I remember there was a particular time we had an argument, and then I had to speak with our uncles, and then one of the questions they asked me was, marriage now, definitely you guys will have issues one time or the other. One of the questions they asked me was she forced into, were you pressurized into marrying her because they knew the circumstances at the time? And I clearly, that's one thing I always clearly know, that I was in love. Like
because you didn't even get married immediately you found out she was pregnant. You still waited till after she gave birth.
Exactly.
So you really, because I was going to ask, like, did you feel like because you had to pressure yourself into marrying her?
No, I didn't feel pressured. It's just that, of course, when you move in together, you have to be a man. When responsibilities start hitting you, you just have to get out there and hustle, man.
You have to grow.
That's the word. You need to grow really fast, not just growing up. You need to grow really fast. Yeah.
What's one thing you say that a lot of young people now, compared to like your time, a lot of people, if they were in your situation now, what's one thing you say they might have struggled with?
The economy is not as good as it used to be.
Because their scenario, if you come to someone's daughter's father with, I don't have a job, I got your daughter pregnant. Or if was your baby a girl?
Boy.
Your boy. Do you have a daughter? Okay, you have
2 boys.
2 boys. So imagine if you had a daughter and someone come and they're like, I got your daughter pregnant but I don't have a job. What would you have?
I even remember I was like, how much do you have then? I remember that sister asked me. I didn't have any money. In fact, she was like, look, I have 40,000 naira. If they ask you that, how much do you say you have 40,000? I was like, okay, I have 40,000 naira. It was
like you guys were ready to go through it together.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Well, somehow it worked out. It worked out. I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't say it was tough, because for me everything was just like when God is on your side and your love is genuine, it doesn't let you suffer. Right? Things just started aligning. I changed job, everything just started falling into place, and that was it.
Wow, that's beautiful. So along the line, right? Because you've been married for 12 years, right? Was there a point where you probably, I don't know if I should ask this, but like, was there a point where it got really tough? Because they say marriage has challenges.
You mean the relationship, the marriage itself. Of course, definitely. Like I mentioned, there were times that you have disagreements. That probably a third party has to intervene and all that. Yeah, you just have to get through it.
But how do you? How were you able to?
In the park.
That's absolutely true. How were you able to get through it?
You need to manage. We're all managers. You manage yourself, you manage your partner. And marriage is a learning process. You get to know about yourself over time. You see a lot of probably she was doing certain things when you were dating, and then now she's not doing it anymore. Like, is this person pretending all that long and all that. So there are times like that. You have things that bother you. You just need to communicate more, talk things out. If she's not hearing, get somebody that can talk to her and talk sense into her, and then it's fine. But definitely, of course, even as a guy too, sometimes you want to be rebellious. Too. So you just have to, probably your friend will call you and say, you know what, your wife called me, what's up with you? And we'll fix things and then.
So like with marriage now, there's this belief that there's this thing you do, right? You fix everything. For example, let's say you guys had a really tough argument, or you find out something that was a deal breaker for you happened or something?
Deal breaker in marriage.
No. I'm just saying,
Uh-huh.
like maybe obviously there's no deal breaker, but like something that but something that really really hurt you. Do you feel like the things that you deal with in marriage should also be you think you manage in marriage, right? Because everybody's managing. Should they also be managed in relationships? Because it's leading to marriage. Because you hear people say that, this thing, like we're working towards a goal, like we just have to endure, we just have to fix it. Let me tell you what I believe. I believe personally, when it comes to relationships, you have many relationships, but you only have one marriage. I believe when you're married, right? So you can opt out of a relationship. If it's not working for you, you can opt out. Not saying that when it's convenient, or when you realize that there are certain things that are non-negotiables. For example, it's affecting your mental health. You're not generally happy. It's a lot of toxicity. I don't believe you have to stay there and try to fix
now in a relationship or in marriage.
Relationship. Because people try to project what should be happening in marriage in relationships. I don't know how to make it make sense.
My generally I would say marriage is overrated.
Really?
Right? Yeah. I think I stand in a very good position to say that based on my experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Why do you think it's overrated?
So, that word marriage tends to
bring a lot of pressure.
Exactly. Like, I'm married now.
So yeah,
I'm supposed to dress in a certain way. I'm supposed to say certain things. I'm not supposed to be in certain gatherings. There are some certain things that are expected of me. That's the problem, right? For me, that's the problem. I expect that even when you're married, being in a relationship with each other, all those things that you tolerate in a relationship, you start managing each other from a relationship, and then when you're married, still being in a relationship.
You have to keep dating yourselves.
Exactly.
Because if not, you seem like a chore, like a routine.
Exactly. So you have the whole relationship period to know if this person you want to spend the rest of your life with this person or not. You would know. And then if you're able to cross that bridge and then you conclude that okay, this is the person, and then you need to be there to follow through with it.
Yeah. I feel like actually what you said about trying to take off the pressure helps, because there are some people that they're about to get married. Like, I met this couple and they were talking about them getting married. They were so excited, like, oh my god, I'm getting married tomorrow, I'm so excited. And there's another couple, right, that I saw, I think they made a video together, and she said she was having panic attacks. Like, they love each other, they were friends, but just the thought of, I'm getting married next week put her in a state of panic. That's usually the problem. And when she was talking about how, because now she's married, but she said back then, when she looked at it, was as if, oh my god, I have to do this, I have to cook for somebody, I have to clean for, I don't know how to do this, how am I going to do this, what if he doesn't like me anymore, what if I change, what if he's going to leave. Like, she said she was just thinking of so much, and she was like, does she really want to, do this? But she really loves the guy. And she said when she spoke to a counselor, because they were still doing marriage counseling in church, the counselor was like, forget you are getting married, just see it as you living for the rest of your life with the person you love, and you guys adapted. And I think that just helped her calm down, because especially she was in the hospital a week before her marriage because she couldn't breathe anytime she thought about when she sees herself in like the wedding dress to try it on. She was like having, I don't know, it was crazy. It was really crazy. But with relationships now, if you think about it, if you don't have the goal of marriage, right?
What is the goal of marriage?
You know, when people are like,
why do you have a goal in marriage? Why don't you have that goal in a relationship? Is it that there was no goal in the relationship?
No, like the goal for the relationship is to end up married. Do you get it?
So now when you're married, now what's the goal? The goal
should be to
stay together.
Yeah, to make sure you don't
stay together. In fact, there shouldn't even be a goal, because when you now have a goal, you are setting an objective. It becomes like a target that you have to meet. A task. Yeah. So just be in a relationship. Just enjoy each other's company, like be companions, be soulmates. Just blend. The same way you felt when you were in a relationship.
It should be the same way you feel.
Exactly. Although issues will come up.
Yeah.
Issues will definitely come up. But when you were dating, did you have issues or not?
Most definitely.
How did you fix it?
Talk.
Then you do the same thing when you're married.
Are you guys listening? Are you just things down?
Yeah. Don't drop the energy. Even when the strength is not there, just find that energy. Just find that growth back. one
Okay,
with the other.
so I have a question, right? So, while you guys were dating as couples, you guys just got out of school, were there any times where you had, like, she had seasons she was going through? Because you were all in, right? In fact, you gave your money, you gave your time, you sacrificed. Were there times where you felt like, or she told you that, she probably wasn't sure, she wasn't comfortable, she was going through this, going through that?
During the marriage or
during the relationship?
Of course, the whole time, but probably that was even one of the reasons why she got pregnant. Like, the insecurity was there, the mixed feeling was there. I kept feeling like she wasn't so certain about me the entire time. So I just kept feeling like I had something to prove, until she got pregnant.
So he loved you?
Exactly. So eventually, she dealt with it, and then she came on track with me.
Wow. And I feel like you're proud of your achievement.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
It's an exciting, when you find love, right? It's supposed to excite you. It's supposed to be like a purpose for you in life. Nobody wants to live their life and not find love, and then a lot goes on Instagram. People make a lot of different kind of comments. The world has actually changed. The world has evolved. Relationship is no longer the same thing it used to be. There's a lot of dilution now.
Yes,
It's like too much dilution.
I feel like relationships are unique. What might be good for someone who is talking about the experience of social media might not work for your own relationship.
Likewise, marriage.
Yeah.
Like I used to say, there's no template for marriage. You can't use the template used for Mr. A and B and then use the same template for Mr. C and D. You use the same template. But every single person is unique.
Yeah.
Mr. A is dating Mrs. B. And then C and D, they are two different people. C is not A, D is not B.
There's some things one person will tolerate, one person will not be able to tolerate.
Exactly.
That's so true. I believe there's one template for marriage. That's why love your wife as Christ loved the
Let
church.
me even give you an example. So there was this particular day I was in the living room. We were in the living room watching E. So Tyra Banks, right? Tyra Banks was wearing this bikini, and then she was doing the catwalk. Like she turned around, and I was like, I whistled. She stood up and left the living room for me. I didn't even notice. Until later I asked her, what's up, you have been acting somehow? And she said, she saw that I left the room for you. I left the TV for you, so you can really take your time. That she kind of like found it disrespectful. Okay, shortly afterwards, I went to Abuja to see my friend and his wife. I think they were still dating then. And they were all watching TV. And she was talking about a crush on TV, and then he was also talking about, this day is fine, blah, blah, blah. It was a different, I saw it like, I cannot discuss this kind of thing with my...
There's some things that people will be able to take.
And then, and that actually didn't mean their relationship was perfect, because they had very, very big issues even when they got married. They had very big issues, even bigger than what I had. And so there's really no template to these things. There's no specific. You just try to understand your partner. Know what your partner likes and what your partner doesn't like, and work with it. That's why people are in a relationship. Like that part, I didn't see that part when we were in a relationship.
What part? Oh, how being bothered by?
I didn't see that part.
So now that you're married, you're like,
I saw it and I had to adjust to it. There's always an own adjustment or the other to be made.
There's something I heard that people change along the line. So who I was when I was 10 is different from who I was when I was 20. And who you'll be when you're 30 is different from who you'll be at 40. Like, you just keep changing. So as the partner is changing, you have to understand, okay, this is a different season. Or maybe they might be going through something that they don't even know how to interpret, but you're collecting all the brunt and all the heat, and you're like, what do I do? But meanwhile, there's something that they're dealing with that you don't even know how to deal with. So it's like you're basically mothering and fathering them, and like being their sister, being their brother, being their friend, being their partner. It's a whole lot. Wow. But so from NYSC to being married for 12/13 years, what advice would you give anybody who probably, because there's probably a couple watching together, let's come and watch, they met during NYSC and they've been married for years. Like, what advice would you give them?
I think I gave the advice already.
Really?
be in a relationship with each other. Very, very important. See, you could tolerate a lot of things in a relationship. Probably it's a no sex relationship. You want to be on your best behavior so that she can marry you, so you can eventually have sex. Yeah. You know, people are driven by different things.
Yeah, that's true.
There's always one motive or the other. But if the motive remains sincere and if the motive is about, oh, I want to get married, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, then it's fine.
Yeah, and I think the other advice you gave was to love wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
You
Unfortunately, even though it's very, very difficult these days. Yeah,
why do you say it's difficult?
I see a lot of people share their experiences these days.
Oh, so when you hear what they went through, you're like, how can you even love again?
Yeah, people go through a lot. Sometimes I even pity people that are single. I just tell them, when I see things online, I just ask myself that, man,
I think I'm out of the streets.
Exactly that.
Because there's really nothing on the streets.
Exactly that. People that single people, they must be going through a lot. You know, trying to decide. You know, dating this one, are trying to decide. There's this.
Yeah.
They get really. I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes. The uncertainty.
Yeah.
You don't know what this one is going to bring up now. She's perfect now. Okay, in fact, when somebody even becomes too perfect, you probably see it as a red flag too.
Yeah,
like
the time they decide to show me something
exactly
else.
Maybe she's just trying to be
on
her best behavior because she wants us to get married. So in that relationship context, there's a lot there. But if you're able to scale through the relationship and you know get into marriage, why don't you replicate that same configuration?
That same method.
Configuration.
Yeah.
Exactly. So love wholeheartedly when you really see that person. You might not be 100% sure.
Yeah.
Maybe 80%, maybe 85%. But nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Try as much as possible to see what the advices are and if you can deal with it or not. If in fact if the person appears too perfect, you can ask.
Yeah.
So you know how to deal with the person. And then you tell yourself, can I spend the rest of my life with? Can I actually
accommodate this? Because it's a lot of like you have to, it's a lot. I would say enduring, but it's a lot of adjusting to.
It's either you can deal with it or you can't.
Yeah.
Like you said, deal breaker. It can be a deal breaker for you. You gotta find a way to slide out of the relationship in the most polite.
And leave things on good terms.
Exactly.
But yeah, what if the other party doesn't get it? Like
in the relationship.
Yeah, they probably feel like it's something that can be resolved. You know, like for example, when you were with when you were in uni, and you felt like it was getting really toxic, and you had to leave because probably you felt like you deserved better, or you felt like this is not how relationships are meant to be. I don't have to always be on edge. I need to be free, relax, play with my friend. Let's not like every little thing was an argument, right? Every little thing was like a trigger. So you left because you felt like it was the best decision for you, like for your peace of mind. But the other party, what do they feel like it's not that much of a big deal, you can work on it?
See, I say these things all the time. You are not the one that would determine or dictate how I'm going to react to what you are doing.
Exactly.
If I tell you what you're doing makes me feel some type of way, don't try to paint it or manipulate it or try to modify it.
That is also paining me too.
But a lot of people have that problem. I tell you I feel some type of way with what you're doing and you expect me to adjust to it. And you're telling me no, you're not supposed to feel that way. You don't have you have full right to your own actions. But you cannot dictate how the other person will react to your action. You let them, you need to give them the space to react and let them vent. And if they give you feedback, if you can't adjust to it, then it's a problem.
Yeah. Because it keep coming up.
Exactly. If I tell you I feel this type of way about what you're doing and you're not ready to change, and then instead, in fact, what you're saying, I see it as a manipulation. Because if you expect me to not to react, or if you expect me to react in a certain way to your action, then that's manipulation. Yeah.
And most times an unconscious thing.
Yes, a lot of people are actually
manipulative,
narcissistic, but they are not aware of this. Yes, a lot of people are. In fact, they will be the first person to call you a narcissist.
Actually, because they will see,
topic
or they'll be projecting.
Exactly.
Actually, very good. So lastly, the when it comes to marriage, right? there's a lot you've seen, right? What would you say is one thing that causes constant friction in marriages? Or what would you say might be something that makes the rate of divorce so rampant? Because recently, I don't know, because before it used to be like in the US, where you see marriages after a month, they're done. After 6 months, they're done. It really wasn't in Nigeria.
Yeah, because they go with vibes. That's what
Yeah.
it takes. They don't have to wait until the disaster happens. But here in Nigeria, we tend to wait until disaster happens. We have to listen to our pastors, we have to listen to our parents, we have to listen to our friends, and then manage the situation, like I said.
Until it gets to the peak. So what do you think causes most of the friction in marriages?
When you don't know yourself very well.
Do you mean like know who you are as a person or know your partner?
Your partner. Sometimes you might not even know who you are, but that's not even an issue. Like knowing your partner. If your partner is this kind of person, are you trying to change your partner? Can you, like I said, during relationship, can you live with it?
Yeah.
Or you want to try to change that man? Can you change this? People don't change. Yeah, trust me. People are who they are. People never change.
You can't go with the expectation of
they can only pretend for a while, just to make you happy, probably because he wants something. Like it goes both ways. A man will be on his best behavior because he wants to marry.
But then
he's a church person, and he tries to adapt to that, and he tries to go to church with you and everything because he wants to get something. And the woman gets it, and that's it. It goes back to being himself. The same thing goes for a woman too. She's not really. She probably doesn't even like cooking, but she's going to cook for all your friends.
And that's something I'm heavily opposed to. If you don't like something, don't do it.
And she
so
probably,
the expectations will be high.
Doesn't even like doing laundries. She will help you with your laundries.
Just to. Sometimes they do it just.
And then now you're married, and then she can't help you with your laundry anymore.
And you're like, what changed?
But my friend saying that his wife, like, practically told him, "I'm not your house girl. You don't expect me to." So
now you can say things because you know you're already locked in.
I don't care.
So you just change and switch it. So you think like partners need to just know themselves better, like know what works for this person and stick with it. Like don't compare. Like if you see this family, they are doing this, they are doing that. What they might have might be crazier.
Your friend's husband is never going to be
like your husband.
Yes, a lot of people make that mistake too. Look at
or they don't even say it sometimes. You can have it in your head.
Yeah, look at what my friend's husband is doing, and then or even
buying
if you don't
flowers,
say it, and then they
just
expect certain people are different. Why did you even date him in the first place? Why didn't you see all those things? I ask myself.
And when you don't see all those things initially and you now see it, you continue because
it depends on when you see it. Is it during relationship?
During relationship. So like at the beginning you didn't see those things. You didn't take those steps, and one day your eyes open and then you're like, oh, this is actually how this person is, and you now opt out, right? You remove yourself. But there are some people that be like, you know what, you can work on it. I'm not saying don't put in efforts. There are some things you can work on, but I feel
people don't change.
There are some things that you can suppress it.
A lot of people have
but it's still going to come back up.
Tampered experience, maybe orientation, sometimes growing up. Sometimes it might not even be a relationship. A lot of people are so many toxic people out there. Like really messed up people in the head.
And they don't even know.
No, they don't. They think you are the problem. But it is what it is. Let me just say that, man. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up the episode now. First of all, thank you, Gideon, for your words of wisdom and sharing your experience.
Yeah.
So would you say you're pro NYSC love? And lastly, is there any mistake you made that you recommend people don't make, or anything you did and you're like, don't do it? You can fall in love with, but don't do this one when it comes to NYSC.
Everything you can take your time, but it was tough too. You don't want to get your NYSC certificate if you're pregnant. It's not really conventional. I did it, worked for me. That doesn't even work for everybody. So I would say take your time, get a good job, and
So the experience will probably be smoother for you.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, on that note, thank you.
I just got lucky.
Yeah. You're blessed.
Yeah.
So you have 2 beautiful kids. And any kind words you want to say to your wife, because she most likely watch this. And then she's probably watching, she's like, he's lying. Feel free to reach out to me.
She will probably watch it and be smiling.
Or she'll be like, he's lying, that's not how it happened. So yeah, what would you like to say to her? You can see, look at the camera.
I love you.
Aww. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you very much for being a guest. God bless you, and I pray your marriage continues to strengthen and blossom.
Amen.
And you guys grow. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Bye guys, and make sure you subscribe and tell your friends to listen and watch the Corper podcast. So this is also the last episode of the season. So you're our last guest for season 2. And I hope you enjoyed listening to the previous episode. So this season was all about PPA. The first season was camp experiences, the 3 weeks from different states. So if you have any questions or you want us to do more of this, let us know. Follow us on Instagram at the Corper podcast. And yeah, we'll see you when we see you. Bye.